Learn how to do summary writing. I hope you read the summary writing steps already. So the question is, what is the summary writing? It's a condensed version of a text. In other words, you can summarize an article and just give the main points. Because when you're in a summary, you do not have to present every single detail, but just the main ideas of an author. Now, what can be summarized? You can summarize an entire article, and for our purposes mostly, we will be summarizing articles. Sometimes people do summaries of a chapter of a book, which we will not be doing, but you could do that. Now, most importantly, you have to understand what are the characteristics of a summary. Remember, just keep that in mind, which will help you to write a clear and coherent summary. In other words, it should be absolutely clear to someone who hasn't read the material. And you need to include only the most important details. You do not need irrelevant details like statistics, examples, and so on. You could add them if you think that will strengthen your main points. Otherwise, you do not have to include them. What are the other characteristics? One important thing you have to remember is do not include your opinion. Remember, you're conveying the author's opinion, not yours. And this is extremely important that you do not copy exact sentences, but paraphrase them in your own words. And also avoid direct quotes because you are condensing the author's opinion, not just quoting every single sentence from the article. Write in a paragraph form and in third person. In other words, you do not say I or we because you are conveying the author's ideas. And the opening sentence of the paragraph must include the author's name and the title of the article. In other words, the opening sentence of any summary that you're going to write will have something like this. In the article, the ethnic Trump, the author Gisjan states, and you give the main idea of the article. The rest of the paragraph, you give the supporting details. First time, use the author's complete name. For example, you could say Gisjan, but later on, you can just use the last name, not the first name. And also use the appropriate tense and third person, he, the author. Generally, we use present tense, depending on what the article is all about. So that concludes what you need to know for writing a summary. Use these guidelines and select one article, either the ethnic Trump or the My Childhood, and write a coherent summary in the first paragraph, and the assignment asks you to write your own responses in the second paragraph. In that paragraph, you can state your opinion, but in a summary, absolutely no opinion.